What is up, comic fam? I'm Mark, and welcome to the Legion of Comics. Today is new comic book day video. So we're going to look at the titles that are going to be hitting shelves this coming week, and specifically what I'm going to be picking up and or reading. So before we go any farther, check this out. So as a quick announcement, I did pass 900 subscribers the day that I recorded this video. So there will be a big subscriber giveaway / celebration for this milestone, as well as keep on the lookout for upcoming information about the Road to 1000 event as well. So if you haven't already, please consider hitting that thumbs up and subscribing to the channel so that you can reap the rewards of the giveaway. So let's get right into it. It looks like a huge week to be a comic book reader coming up. And there are tons of titles that there's a lot that I have on my reading list for this coming week. So this video is going to be a little bit different. I'm not going to go through necessarily as many as I normally do. I'm just going to be going through what's actually in my reading list this week or what's in my pool box. So first off, right out the gate, we have Detective Comics issue number 1034 from Mariko Tamaki, and we have Task Force Z is also the backup story in this. It was the backup story in the last one. So we have that book coming out soon. It's like the Suicide Squad, but with like characters that have died before, like Red Hood and Bane. So they're building up to that in this, as well as we're continuing the Mr. Worth versus Bruce Wayne arc that's going on in Detective Comics. It's been really good. It's been consistent. It's been solid. I'm excited for it. Next up, we have Action Comics issue 1034 by, of course, Philip Kennedy Johnson. So this issue, we have Mongols kind of playing his hand a little bit here. We got Superman dealing with Atlantis. And we have the backup story with the Midnighter, which has been pretty solid so far, which is kind of like our only connecting piece from Future State still. So I'm definitely excited for this. There's a lot of big stuff going on with Superman right now at DC Comics. Philip Kennedy Johnson continues to just knock it out of the park. If you're not reading this, definitely give it a shot. Next up, we have Something is Killing the Children, issue number 19 from James Tynion IV. And this series needs no introduction. I'm hoping that it picks up some steam, but we're supposed to be seeing Erica continue to go through her trials as a youngster here. I'm really ready for this series to kind of get back to its roots, back to like the monster hunting and small town feel or something. I'm tired of being in the Order of St. George right now. I'm tired of the backstory. I want it to get back to its kind of core a little bit. And next up, we have Infinite Frontier, issue number 5 of 6. So it looks like we're going to get Darkseid playing his hand a little bit with this ragtag team that's spread out across the multiverse. This has been a total blast from Joshua Williamson. I feel like this is really leading into something a lot bigger than itself. You know, with this iteration of Darkseid that they teased in Infinite Frontier Zero one-shot, I feel like he can kind of have some bigger ramifications into the new Omniverse moving forward. It was announced that Justice Incarnate is going to be like the follow-up series to this, where this team is supposed to be going head up against Darkseid. So that leads me to believe that this six-issue series is really going to be open-ended when it's all said and done. It's more of an introduction series to these characters and where they're at in the formation of the new Justice Incarnate. Next up, we have Department of Truth, issue number 12, I believe. So this is from James Tynion IV as well. So we just wrapped up that 2-issue story arc on Bigfoot and cryptids. I absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. This series is continuing to be one of my favorite things to read. This and Nice House on the Lake are definitely Tynion's best work that he's putting out right now. So this issue is supposed to kind of dive into like the concept of America being built on a lie. And what that lie is and what kind of spawned from it, I don't know. I'm definitely excited for it. Every issue is just a complete blast. If you're not reading this book, definitely give it a shot. It's really wordy. It's very specific to like a certain audience, I'm sure. But if it's your thing, you're going to love it. If not, you didn't hurt anything trying. Next up, we have Batman Superman issue number 21. And this is Gene Lun Yang who's writing this. And I believe this series is not got too many issues before it wraps up. But we have the Batman and Superman we're following continue their fight against Atora IO. It's kind of a cosmic being of a god of a sort that controls all these little pocket worlds. And in the last issue, they had to face literal hell in Etrigan and his hordes of demons, and that is still raging. It's been sent to the original pocket world of some of the main characters that we're following, as well as Superman's cybernetic army being sent out against them. So it continues to just build. This is reminding me a lot of the Earth 2 run, how the story never really had like really compressed mini stories. It just kept building on itself and building on itself. But it's been an absolute blast. It's something fresh, something fun. They're doing big things in it without it being like bogged down by the main continuity and stuff. So if you just want a good, solid read, self-contained, definitely check out this post-Future State run of Batman Superman. I think it started like at 16 after Future State. Next up, we're returning to the world of Spider-Man life story. So Chip Zdarsky did this mini-series about a year or so ago, and it was fantastic. It was kind of a retelling of Spider-Man's life done in decades. Like every issue is a different specific decade, and there's definitely deviations from his known origin and known story. They took some liberties. It was almost a what-if story in itself. So they were returning back to it for this annual, but I guess because it was so popular, it's got this gorgeous cover. And I think this issue is going to be seeing things from the eyes of J. Jonah Jameson and his perspective. So I'm definitely going to be reading this one. Not sure if I'm going to pick it up or just go for a digital read. I'm still deciding on that. I do have the whole run that they did, a couple of variants that were gifted to me over the time. But yeah, I'm very excited for it nonetheless. Next up, banger alert. We got Superman Son of Kal-El by Tom Taylor. So he's changing the name of the game. We got Jonathan front running a title. We got him pretty much Earth's primary protector. He's done seeing how his father's cape fits, and it's kind of just a coming, not even a coming of age tale, but of coming to power tale, really. Like, how is he going to fill this void, fill this hole, be as good as his father? And like, he has all these expectations, and they're common tropes for characters like this, but they're really coming at it from a different angle. And it's really the sky's the limit with this. There's so much potential for this character, and with Tom Taylor helming it, you know it's going to be great. He's just on top of everything that he does. So I'm still super pumped for this. I love that first issue. I cannot wait to get my hands on this one and to get into it. And next up, we have Teen Titans Academy issue number 6. So I'm still waiting for this big Red X storyline. They keep him alive. They keep him popping in and out of stories and everything. But in this issue, I have like these town folk that are coming after Teen Titans Academy for some unknown reason. So I'm sure something's controlling them, something. But anyways, they continue to be just random stories that they just first glance they don't seem too interesting. But when I read them, they're always great reads. Like who is it? It's Tim Sheridan that's writing them. He does a fantastic job. Like, he's keeping me completely invested. And every time I put an issue down, I'm like, man, that was definitely worth it. I enjoyed it. But it's a series that I'm ready for this Red X story to really flesh out. And then I kind of just want to switch to digital reading. I don't have space just to continue just picking up everything. But at this moment, I'm going to continue to pick this one up. Next, we have Batman Reptilian. So the mystery continues. Who is this new creature that's killing Gotham's villains? Batman's still trying to unfold the mystery. It looks like a slow burn detective vibe. That's how this is going to play out. And Batman's trying to catch up and get ahead of this creature and catch up to some of the villains before it does. And he's had no luck yet. They still have not revealed this new Reptilian. It's not Killer Croc, but they haven't revealed it. They haven't shown it. Just the kind of like what it leaves behind, the pieces of the people and all that kind of stuff. It's pretty gruesome. Liam Sharp is crushing it with the art. It is absolutely amazing. And Garth Ennis is doing a stellar job writing it. Next up, the long-awaited for King Spawn is here. King Spawn issue number 1 is here. This is definitely a hot book, and it's not because it's underprinted. There's that magical 1 in 250 ratio variant that's going to be out there with the option of buying it pre-signed with a certificate that you can submit it yourself to CGC and get that yellow label. So they're basically doing a non-witness verified submission. Yeah, they're doing what CBCS does. Wow, just like that. And no one's really said anything about it or batted an eye at it. I don't have a problem with it, but Todd McFarlane and artists like him have the ability to get books, sign them, and submit them in with a piece of paper that verifies that they signed it and they're submitting it. But that's not the case with this. This is done a little bit differently. That slip is being sent out with the books, and then they can be submitted after the fact if people choose to submit them. So at this point, individual people that are not Todd McFarlane are submitting books with a certificate of authenticity to CGC for a yellow label. So that's historical for that company, and yet no one's crying BS about it. How odd. But I'm excited for this. I'm excited for the story. It's continuing from that epic Spawn's Universe one-shot where it kind of lays out. It's kind of like a standard one-shot of where everyone's at, what's going on with these people. Here's a new threat. So I'm excited to get into this. There's some stellar covers out there, so be sure to check them out. And Spawn's been pretty good lately. Next up, here we go. We got Superman number 78, issue number 1. So we're returning to the land of Richard Donner's Superman. I cannot wait for this. Batman 89 was total nostalgia fanboy moment. I'm expecting this to be the same. And as you can see from the cover, Brainiac is going to be introduced. So I'm excited to see how Robert Venditti is going to write a story from the perspective of Donner's universe Superman and what Brainiac will be like. I love the design of the ship and everything up there. I love how Brainiac looks already. I just can't wait to get it. And I cannot wait for this right here, that Miko Suyan exclusive from Big Time Collectibles. I did order this set. I've got that and the Virgin, not Virgin, but minimal trade dress coming to match the Batman 89 ones. And if you didn't see that unboxing video, I'll leave a link or a little thing up here on the screen somewhere at the end of this video so you can get right to it. They are gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. They're right there. But this cover pairs perfectly with it as the homage to the old Superman issue, which I have tucked away in there somewhere. I'll probably have to get it out, take some pictures. It's going to be great. But we also have Wonder Girl issue number 3. I'm about ready to move this over to digital and get ready to drop it. Issue 1 was great. Issue 2 was stupid. And it looks like they're going a weird little route with this one, with her dealing with a god of love or something and coming in the, I don't know. I just wish they would just hit the ground running with this one, and they're really not. They're just going everywhere but where they should go, in my opinion. We also have Checkmate issue number 3 of 6 coming out. So that first issue was good. I'm still behind. I have to read issue 2 still, but this is a digital read for me. And Oliver Queen is with the Shady Operation Checkmate, dealing with the Leviathan. So it's just spy group versus spy group. It's just fun stuff. It's a cool ragtag team. Big fan of that. And it has Director Bones in there, and he's also in Infinite Frontier. And that character really sparked my interest for that series. So I don't know. There's some cool characters. You got Mark Shaw and running Leviathan, and I don't know if that's how it was before, but nothing really to write home about. But if you just want to expand your DC lore with current continuity, it's definitely a good one to pick up to follow along with some characters and kind of universe build. And I'm really trying to pay close attention to the universe building that they're doing right now, post Future State, because we're still really early on in it. We haven't had any mega events or anything. New series are starting left and right. So I'm trying to just see like where all the footing is in DC right now. Next up, we have from Black Label, Superman Lobo. And as you can tell, this is a prestige format book. It's huge. Superman versus Lobo, written by, I think it's Tim Sheridan or something. Tim Seeley, I'm sorry. But it looks goofy. It's kind of cartoony artwork. I've been big on Black Label. I've been definitely big on all the prestigious stuff. But I don't know about this one. I'm picking up a lot of titles, ton of Superman stuff. But I might read it digitally and see if it's something I want to collect. I'll go back and get it. Then we have... What? Then we have Icon and Rocket continuing with the milestone rollout. And it's been kind of weaker than I expected. Static's been the weakest one in the bunch. But the Icon one was really good. He's a super cool character, and I'm hoping it picks up some steam. Most of these are available in the DCU Infinite app. If you have that, available on their same-day shelves. So it's an easy digital read that way. And, yeah. Let's see, what's the other one I have on? That looks like that's all that I have on my read list. So as you see, it's huge this week. That's why I didn't showcase a bunch of extra books. Right? I feel you, bro. So that's really it for this week. So I do want to give a big shout out to the Augusta Book Exchange. They're the keepers of my comics, the guardians of my pool box. I always make sure everything I'm looking for is safe and secure and great for me when I get there every week. And also, if you want to know what my top pick for this week's going to be sure to check out the Comic Vet. Check his channel out. Subscribe to his channel. He's on the road to 500 right now with huge giveaway in the works. But every Sunday he drops a video where him and I both pick one book and tell you why you should consider picking it up, whether it be for spec, story, art, whatever. But be sure to definitely check that out. And if you are looking to buy any comics or looking to fill any holes in a run, check out my secondary Instagram page, LOC Pops Addict. We're always posting stuff up on there daily. It's all priced to sell. There's a lot of 90s stuff going up there right now, a lot of 90s independent stuff, as well as some random Marvel stuff is up on there, random DC stuff. If you don't see anything on there that you're looking for, but you have stuff in mind, message the page. Me or Pops will go look through the collection and see if we have it and get back with you really promptly. So definitely check that out. And again, if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel and join us every Sunday night for At Week 10. It's a spoiler-filled look back at the week in comics and so much more with all the shows, with all the movies, with all the books coming out right now. There's so much to talk about, and interacting and hanging out with this community is my favorite part of doing this channel. So until next time, guys, as always, I'm Mark, but we are Legion.